Hello, hello, crafty friends. Stacy here with my Tuesday creative session. And you must stick around because this is what we are going to be making. That's right, I am scrapbooking this time. It's been a while, but I like to throw in scrapbooking. So this is just one side of my double page layout that I've prepped already. But see this gorgeous water scenery? This is what we're going to be making. I'm going to show you how to use the new water dotted 12 by 12 decorative mask. So this is the dotted line. I haven't used this yet. I just played with this yesterday and I made my water and I wanted to make sure that I could do this for you. So I went and prepped one side, but we're going to create another one of these backgrounds together. So that's what you want to make sure you stick around for. But first, let me just go over some of what you're going to need. But then we're going to move all of this away and I'm going to show you how to create this. So I'm using stash items. When I scrapbook, I really like to use items from my stash. So this is last year's Friends of the Ocean. I do have a lot of this paper. I am a beach person, so regardless of if it's still around or not, I'll be using it because that's what a lot of my pictures are from. So here's what I did. To create this double page layout, what you will need, and there'll be a tutorial link down for you in the description, or I'll have it written out in the description. But either way, go down there and find that. But what I did was I just took two coordinating DSPs. You need a total of 3 different pieces of DSP, but I opted to use one solid coordinating cardstock. So you can absolutely do that. But what you're going to need, so to create the both layouts, you're going to need 6 strips of 1.5-inch wide DSP. Okay, so I've already used 3 on my other layout. So, and I've left mine 12 inches long. You don't have to if you don't want to waste it. But again, I have so much of this. I'm just putting them at keeping them 12 inches. Then you're going to need 4, 2 for each layout, 1 inch wide. Okay, and then again, you're going to need 4 3/4 inch wide. And obviously these are 11 inches because this is my cardstock. Okay, and then you're going to need 2 base pages, right? So whatever you're creating your theme. Then you're going to need 1 basic white 12 by 12 if you have a 12 by 12 stencil, or if you just want to create this layout and not create a whole background stencil, just use 1 more piece of DSP 12 by 12, but you're going to cut that down because you want 2 pieces, 1 at 5 by 12 and 1 for 7 by 12. One side of the layout gets the 5-inch, the other side gets the 12-inch. And then you're going to need 2 glitter strips. These are cut out 1/4 inch by 12 inches. Okay, so that's everything to create this layout for your theme. And then you're going to just need scraps for your clusters or whatever you're going to do. I've already gone ahead and backed up some photo mats. I don't have my photos printed out, but I created some photo mats. I'm also using from my stash an oldie but goodie. This is from last year's Seaside Wishes. Absolutely love this. This was a hybrid embossing folder. So it embosses and die cuts at the same time. It's beautiful. So that's where I'm using the sand dollars and the starfish. So I cut all those out and I created my clusters. So here's my clusters that I created. Let me just zoom in and show you, because if you have this set, you might want to do this. So I am creating my page. It's going to be for Costa Rica from a trip I just went on. So I had cut out 2026. These are just cut out on my Cricut. I didn't have any numbers, to be honest with you. And then here's that seagrass and the all the elements from that Seaside Wishes. So I just created some clusters. Okay, and again, this is not the purpose of the tutorial. I'm just showing you things that I'm using. I also have these druzy adhesive backed embellishments because they're silver and gold glitter gems. And then I had thin letters. So I cut out Costa Rica and I wanted them in white, but they were really getting lost in the against the background. So all I did was cut out another set of my words in black and I slightly made a shadow, not a full shadow, but like a slight little shadow. So on my paper, it shows up a lot better. And all it says is Costa Rica. And then my little cluster is for 2026. So now that I went through everything with you, again, a lot is prepped because truly the video is just to show you the technique of using this new um, full 12 by 12 mask. And I love ink blending. So I have this is from my CTMH days. I forgot what it was called, but it's wonderful because it covers your entire surface when you're playing with mixed media. Oh, it was an all-purpose mat. Okay, so another tip that I want to tell you. So these get a little tricky, right? Holding them down. So what I have, and you can pick this up on Amazon or at any of the big box stores, it's Pixie spray. And what this is it's a light tack spray that when you spray it on your stencils, it makes it repositionable and a little tacky. So if you can see how it's sticking to my hand. I might need to spray a little bit more on, and you can use it right away. So actually, I'm going to do this live. So I'm spraying on the back side of my stencil. And as you can see, I have tape on the front, so I know which side is my front and which side is my back. So all I'm doing is I'm going to shake this up, and over my garbage can, I'm just going to put a light spray on that again. Okay, so you can't see anything. It dries clear, but I'm just going to let this wait a minute and let that dry. And it dries super quick. It's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to demonstrate what I did because obviously I went ahead and did my whole paper, my whole page already, and then I cut it down. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just start ink blending this or maybe just do half because I want to create some cards with this. I think it's going to be cool. Okay, so the colors that I'm using, and I think these colors worked really well together doing a full page, was Pool Party and Summer Splash. So Summer Splash is the colors in the cardstock that I'm using in the layout, and Pool Party's lighter and Summer Splash is just a touch darker. So what I did was I used Pool Party along the whole thing, ink blended it. Let me tell you, it's an arm workout too. That's another reason why I'm not going to do the whole thing on camera. And I opted to finish off camera because it took a long time. Okay, so, but because I wanted to get that perfect look. So I did the whole thing in Pool Party, and then I went back with Summer Splash, and I kind of did like that corner, then kind of this corner down here, then a little bit here, all four corners. So let me see if you can tell. Okay, so see how it's, yeah, you can. So see how it's lighter here, but darker up there. So that's what I mean. And if you look at the whole thing, you can absolutely see how it's darker up here, darker here, and then a little lighter there. So I thought the effect was really cool. Now, when I do my cards, I think the next thing I'm going to do, not on this layout, but I think I'm going to come in with a shimmer brush and do some flicking of some shimmer sparkles throughout. So stay tuned for that. Not sure what project, but that is what we're going to be doing. Okay, so my stencil's perfect. And let me make sure I have the right side. Yeah. So here is, it's really hard. You can't see, but it does, it's like a little, it's residue. You could see just a touch. It actually looks like matted, but it doesn't leave anything on your paper, so don't worry about it. Okay, so all I'm doing now is I'm going to cover my entire 12 by 12 sheet. of where I think I got it good. Okay, that looks good at the top. And then just press it down. Okay. And the stencil's a little bigger than 12 by 12. So now you just press it down. Okay. And I mean, it's going to move off this, but see the paper? Like if I just hold right here, it'll come off, but I don't know if you can hear that. It's like a light position. Anyone that knows who does ink blending, I'm sure has used this. So you really know what I'm talking about. But I'm just sticking it down, making sure that all of those areas stick down to the cardstock. I don't mind if it slips around on that. Okay, so first I'm going to start with my pool party, right? Because that's the lightest. I'm going to use the same blending brush. And by the way, I know I talk about this all the time. I Close to my heart had the best blending brushes, and I can't and I need more now. So I just ordered 3 sets this morning of Stampin' Up's blending brushes. So they're on the way. I think I got the larger ones and they're 3 in a pack. So I got 9 coming. So I'll be using those. You'll see me using those, but the close to my heart ones were really my favorite ones. All right. So because this is light, you really want to get a lot of ink on your brush. And, you know, I told you this does take a minute. All right. So I'm going to start off. And you really don't have to with this because it's okay if you get it darker. So look at that color already. I love it. So what you want to do, again, you're going to use lots of ink doing this, is just now also, how cool would this be, right? I'm sure y'all have animal pictures, zoo pictures, if you have like children or grandchildren. This background would be great for that. So I see using this background for water, just like I'm doing. I also see it for like zoo prints and stuff. If you have animal prints that you want to do that, if you have some animal pictures. I also see this more like a river rock. Think if you're doing like some kind of river scene or dock or something, and you know, maybe gray, you know, you want like a piece of this in your scenery, maybe do some like gray on that. Really cool for like river rock. So I love this stencil. I'm super happy they came out with it. I will use it all the time. Not sure if I'll use the dotted one, but I will try it. But for this, for sure, it's worth its money for me because I love ink blending. I do lots of beach pictures. So I'm going to at least do this side and then go over with the color so you see. And this is why I did half of my scrapbook page already, because this takes a little bit of time to get done. And then lining up those strips too take a minute. So I said, let me at least do one side, but I appreciate you hanging with me. Again, my name is Stacy, CraftyDivaUSA. If this is the first time you're joining me, please say hi. I appreciate that. I love interacting with everybody on YouTube. I have been with Stampin' Up! A few years now. I was previously with Close to My Heart, and they closed. They did not go out of business. The owner closed the business, and Stampin' Up! Took us over, all the demonstrators who wanted to come. Stampin' Up! Was kind enough to bring us on board. Okay, so cool, right? I'm going to lift this up just so you can see. Let me zoom in. How cool is that? And you see, it doesn't stick to your paper. It doesn't ruin anything. Right, I'm going to put that back down. I'm going to zoom out. Okay, so now what I would do is I would see how you have like off color here. This is why it takes a little bit of time because I got my whole background that shade. So I would need to keep going in right here. Okay, so I think we need more here. So I would continue going on here. But I do want to get this whole side complete so I can add that additional color on here. And then I will leave this on my all-purpose mat, and then I can come back and finish it, finish the whole page. So I have another ready to go if I want to use for water. Where else do I need some? Or I want to chop it up and use it for cards. Okay. So once you have your pool party down, your first color, then, and again, I'm using the same brush. I kind of have my brushes per color family. I know this has a dark blue on it, but it's more of my teal aqua colors. All right, so I just got this on me. Summer Splash is a little bit darker, so we're gonna just come in. I'm not jamming in this one. I'm just kind of just picking it up on my brush. And then I'm going to just focus on the corner like this. I'm not touching the paper right now. I'm just demonstrating, just like down, like that. And you'll see how it gets darker. You can see, yeah, I can see that already coming through in the video. Okay, so that's what I mean, just to kind of blend it, more of like an ombre look. I want a little bit more coming down there. Perfect. Exactly what I am looking for. Okay. So that's the top. So now you can see how you have it. It's darker and then it blends lighter. We'll put a little dark down here as well. I think these colors blend really well together. I might want a little bit more pool party in there. Okay. So now let me show you the reveal. Okay. Again, I would put more pool party in here and I would just continue this entire process, this whole page. But look at this. How freaking cool is that? Right? Ah, I love it. Okay, so you've got to pick this up. You have to pick this up. All right, let me move this out of the way. So that is what I did. Okay, you understand what I did. Let me make sure my hands are clean. Now I'm going to bring back. All right, let me get this out of the way as I demonstrated. So here is my layout. Okay, and we're going to play with these strips over here, but now we're going to do that companion side of the paper. So remember, I had my 12 by 12 piece of paper, actually like this. Okay, I had my 12 by 12 and I just cut that 7 inches is this side and this side is 5. Now you see here how it didn't quite get to the edge. That's totally okay because what I did is I turned mine around and that's where the glitter strip will hide and seam that together. So that's why I use glitter strips a lot. Okay, so I need to keep this close by because I just need to look at some alignment, but I'm gonna move it out of the way for now. I just have a little bit of adhesive on the back holding it down on my mat here. I love these close to my heart Versamats. They're great because they have all the dimensions around. Okay, so I am just going to put my base page down. Okay, and like I said, I have a little adhesive in the middle so it could stay there. So now I have my other page. I'm just going to keep it over here off to the side just so I could show you. I want to show you what I'm doing. So for placement, I just took a piece of scrap, which is 5 by 12. And that is going to go right here. So this is just for placement because I'm first going to place my strips down. So I'm following my pattern, right? I'm going to repeat the same pattern going up. Now, if you want one side going down, one side going up, that's totally up to you. But I'm going to keep my, I think, following the same. So I'm going to take my 1.5 inch strip and I'm going to see where I'm going to keep that. So right about there, right? Just start lining them up. And I'm going to see I want to see something here. And then I started to have, okay, because what you want to try to do, I didn't measure, but I tried to keep about a half an inch between each strip. And I think I did pretty good by using my numbers. And that's the same thing I'm going to do now. So I think I'm going to start, this one is going to start at 0, right? And then our next one, I'm going to try to maybe like about there. Right. And then you're going to come back in and you're going to fix these all up. Again, just for eye placement. Okay, that one. Then you're going to come in with your big one again. Maybe about that. Let's go. Nope, too far. Okay. And then once you get them laid down, then you just go back in and move them around. Okay. And it doesn't have to exactly match your other side. Okay, so let's go, if we went that way, now we're going to go this way. Whoops. So you see why I put this down here now. This is just so I kind of see. Now, this is what I meant. If you didn't want to have 12-inch strips, you can cut them down. Okay, I think this is how I'm going to do it. And I think that looks pretty good. Okay, I think that is what I am going to go with for my strips. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to move this a little bit to the side. Okay. I'm going to slide out. Let me see. I'm going to slide out that. And I'm going to just put it on top for now. Or if your mat, like my mat is has the numbers, just know like 5 is where that goes. So I can take this out of the way because we know 5 is where it goes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some adhesive, and it's okay if I go over, it's totally fine. I'm just going to put some where I think and make sure I got enough on it to stick. Right. So I'm going to start this one. About, make sure I'm hitting that 5. Perfect, right there. Okay, now I'm going to take that next one. Let's put adhesive down. Same thing. As long as you're hitting the 5, and if you need you to bring your stencil back over, where's 5? Okay, we're good, right? I hope this makes sense what I'm doing. I'm probably not gonna, no, I will, never mind. Okay, let's get that one down. And just be mindful of your DSP. Try to use paper that doesn't have like images on it. This one does, and I know it's kind of sideways, but it worked. If you remember this pack, there was like crabs and lobsters. I couldn't use that paper because it wouldn't have looked right on an angle. Okay, that's good. Next. So this is just for placement purposes. Okay. I love using my Amazon tape runner from China for this stuff. So I use so much. Okay, so there's wood. Okay, and the last one. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So now what I'm going to bring this back in the middle now. Now what you can do is see some of these are not fully down. If you want, no biggie, but you can just come in and just snip that off. If you just want to take those edges off. Okay. Perfect. Now you're going to lift up your paper. You're going to either using your, I will use it because it's right here. Use your paper trimmer and you want to trim off. Just make sure you line it up in your trimmer. And oh, I can't do it on this one. Actually, I was able to do it on the other side, but so much more is hanging off. So what you want to do is then just come in with your scissor. And make sure you use your scissor that you can get adhesive on, because remember, there's adhesive on some of these tabs that are sticking off. And then just cut off your edges. I can put this in my paper trimmer, I think, now to get that nice thing. Okay. No, Stacy, don't ruin it. I'm better off doing it with my scissor. It was easier to do the other page, but I didn't know because I have longer tabs. So whatever works for you. Some I know people have paper trimmers that are bigger and they might fit. So either way works. Okay, one more over here. The adhesive is sticking to me. Okay, there we go. Got it all off. Move this. Get all this scraps. Need that. Okay. So now I put my layout back down. And I take this was now remember I want to put this side against here because that's going to cover up my it's going to cover up just that little bit of white that I didn't have inked there. So I'm just putting some adhesive on the back here now. I'm going to get this down. Make sure I have the right side. Okay, and then just line that up. Okay, I think we're good. Perfect. Okay, now you want to take that little glitter strip and get some adhesive on that. And now you are going to just cover up that seam right there. See the seam? I don't like that. I need to cover that. So that's what I like to do. And then see down here, see that? It'll just cover that perfectly. Perfect. Okay. So now, if I get this out of the way now, might be hard to see both sides of the layout, but you can see pretty much right now. So now what we're going to look how beautiful that looks. I'm looking at it on my monitor and I just think it looks great. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is I am going to I'm gonna put down my um what do you call it? The oh dear, my photo mats. Hold on 1 minute. Let me just move this out of my way. Okay, here's my photo mats. Sometimes I like to put my photo mats using foam dimensional, but I don't think I'm going to do that for this layout. I think I'm just going to put them straight down to the paper because I think I want to put my clusters and stuff along that. Okay, let me just find. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, I believe this is for my right side. I need one of these. This is for my right side. I need these two are for here. Okay, so these three are for my right side. These are for my left side. So my 4x6, look at how cute this is. So what I did is I have basic white, then I have summer splash, and then I have my photo mat. And then I cut those in half and I just have it peeking out there. Okay, so that photo mat is going to go right there. This one is going to go right here. And then this one's going to like pop up. We're going to pop this one overlaying that, but I'm going to just put my foam dimension on this side so there's nothing here so that when I put my picture, it could go down. So that's going to be my photos on that side. I'm leaving, my title is going to go down this way. So let's get those adhered and then we'll move to the other stuff. Actually, I should be using my Stampin' Up! Now for this part. Okay, actually, let me line this up for my letter here. Perfect, okay. Right there, I'm not pushing it down yet. Just got it all laid out. And then we need foam for that one. Scrapbooking is not my, I feel like I have so much to learn in scrapbooking. And when I do it, I feel like I'm so, oh my God, is it good? Is it okay? Is it worthy of making a video? Okay, so as you can see, I have two pieces of foam here, okay? Dimensional. I'm only going to pull off this side. So this just sits there so that it doesn't, I want to have it even distance. So I'm going to just leave the backing there and just pull off this one. I just want that to overlap just like that. Okay, so that's my photo mats for that side. Now we're going to just bring in the other side and do those photo mats. Same thing. I had one of those sand dollars and I just taped it. There's just a little piece of tape there and that's just poking out from my photo mat. So that's going to go there. I think this 3x4 is going to go there. And then this 4x4 is going to overlap. Yeah, we're going to do it like this. Yeah. Okay. So that's how those three are going to go. Just going to put that as well. Okay. So this is going to go right about there. Looks good. Down. We'll pop this one up right there. Let's do that. See, I told you. I said I wasn't, but I'm gonna. I love popping up photo frames. You have no idea. It could be one of my favorite things in scrapbooking. And not too many people do it. I don't know why I love doing it. Okay. And I love double matting my photo frames. And I might even cut my pictures down 1/8 of an inch, so it's like a triple mat. Okay. I just feel that maybe you stick around and you watch me because the things I say, right? Those are the nuggets that you pick up. Okay. So that is what we're looking at for our photo mats, right? If I zoom out too much, you're going to see my messy desk. Oh, what's on the right or the left? Okay. So now what we're going to do is we are going to focus on this side of the page. This is my left side, and we are going to bring in our title, which is Costa Rica, and we're going to lay that out because I originally wanted to have Costa was on one page and Rica was on the other, but that's not cool doing that. But maybe if I put it closer together. Should I put Rica here maybe? Or I don't know if I'll fit. Let's see. Fit it across it. I think I'm going to fit it. Because Costa Rica should be together. Okay, I think it works. I fit it all. Perfect. Okay, now we got to just adhere them down. So what I do is I leave all those as my placeholders. And then let's put some piece of this. Perfect. I think I'm going to need my third hand for this. My hands are getting a little shaky. What's my third hand? The tweezers. I hope you pick up this stencil and play with it because it is kind of fun. And I love making background paper. I love using stamps to make background paper. Trying to get the letters as close as I can, but not squished looking. So I'm going to try to do a scrapbook layout a month in one of my creative sessions. So I do a card class monthly where you can pick up either pre-cut kits or my tutorials. And when you shop with me, you get my tutorial free, or and I do weekly creative sessions, usually 2 to 4 a month. And I will be now that I've gone on vacation because it's been quite a few years. So now I have some new pictures. I will be scrapbooking once a month. So this page, I think, is going to be the first double page layout in my book. I don't know. I don't know, but this is the start of my layouts. Okay. What am I doing? All right. Oh, look, I didn't need that one yet. I need R. Oh no, yeah, I was. So what was that to say? Okay. Now the A. Oh, I love it. I love it. Okay, so there is our title. So now this is gonna be for the right side. We could hold on, I'm just figuring where I want to put these. I want to use the bigger ones on the right side because there's not too much. No, we don't have to. We need one here. Big one. No, we want this little guy here. These are going to be popped up. I want this one kind of over my picture popped up like that. Or do we want this one here? I think we want this one here. Pop up over the picture as well. I'm just turning it. I want that. I think like that. Okay, so that's going to be that side, and then we're going to use the other for the other side. And I have just a few extra. I have like a few seagrass pieces. I have another sand dollar. I have a couple of starfish. I just might randomly pop around. Okay, so this, I want to make sure I don't put any adhesive on this side because that's going to truly be over my picture. So what I do is I kind of keep my finger there. Uh-oh, thunder. Okay, and I put this all there, just like that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the adhesive off. Then I have another piece of foam. I'm going to put it right here, but I'm not going to pull the back. So that's going to sit on my picture. Okay. Just make sure when you put this down, you do not get any adhesive or you won't get your picture in there. Okay, I think that's good. So see, it could still slide my picture all the way under there. Okay, perfect. Same thing here. So that I'm gonna use my seagrass as my guide. That my piece is gonna go right there, and no, I'm not gonna pull that one off. The other ones will have the backing pulled off. And you want to make sure your dimensional doesn't show through. I can't think of the names of that right now. Sea urchin? Maybe? No, I don't know. Okay, so that one we're leaving the backing on. Okay. It's right there. Okay. I actually love this layout so much. We're gonna put a few. We'll do that last one. We'll see if we want to add any other of the images. Let me get the right side and get some adhesive. That should go there. 2026 right there. I think that looks kind of cool. Maybe this more in the center. Yeah. Okay. So we don't got to worry. Just the top. We don't want to make sure we have any. Sticking out. Maybe we will pull the adhesive off the piece. Let's see how it looks. Okay, we're good. We can take the backing off all three of them. It's not going to obstruct the picture. Perfect, 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 perfect. Love it. Okay, this one. Is this going to hit pictures? No, not really. A little bit more adhesive there, just a couple of gems, and then I think we're done. Maybe put a few of the extra pieces around. So we can pull this backing off. Really proud of myself. I think this came out kind of cool. Can't wait to get my pictures on it. Okay, we're just gonna put this like in the middle there. Just like that. Okay, let me clean this up and let me just see. I might just want to throw another little starfish. Oh, maybe right there. Maybe a little, oh, you know what? We have those mini dimensionals. Where are they? There they are. The itty bitty dimensionals. I'll use that. Fits perfectly in the middle there. So that I can put this. Oh, I love it. Okay, that little detail there, cutesy cutesy. Okay, the seagrass, I don't know. I was thinking like, do we want to put a little bit coming out of, we can do that. We can layer these two together. That's cute. Let's put these two together. Like that. Just put a little, cut some of it off. I'm just cutting just to make it a little smaller. Okay, so I'm going to put adhesive on the top. And I'm just going to like push this there. That's a touch. So we have just a little bit of seagrass coming out of that. I think that's good here. Let's see if we want to put anything here. I think I have enough here. Maybe this. Maybe this right here. I think I'm going to do that. I have this extra one. I think I'm good. I don't need any more. We'll save that. Okay. Now, last, I'm just going to come in with these gems. I'm going to use the silver now to pick up from that silver and just put, yeah. And these are big. These are like jewels. Put two right there. We'll put two over here, a big one and a small one. And two over here, same deal, big and small. So I'm just putting two by like each cluster. That's good for that. Here, let's put, I'm just going to put, I don't think I'm going to put any here because that already has that silver bling there. I was thinking about maybe a little over here. How's that look? I'm looking at that. Nah, I'm good. Okay. I love it. Stacy, I think you did good for your scrapbook page today. Let me see how much I can get this in my camera for you because we are done. And I love the way it came out. All right. There you have it. I love it. I love it, love it. I'm thinking like maybe I do need to hold on. We had that extra sand dollar. It's not with the glitter, but maybe, yep. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna put this sand dollar to fill that area right there. Perfect. Perfect. That finished it. I love it. I hope you enjoyed this layout. I hope you pick up this amazing, this is the dotted one. I don't know where it went right now. It's around. Oh, here it is. Look at that. I'm going to finish this off camera, but that's what we did, and that is what we used it for. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks so much for sticking with me. I have the biggest smile on my face right now because I love this. I cannot wait to get my pictures down on it. All right, everyone, have a great day. Take care now.